Hello, and welcome to another edition of Mr. Chappell's Chemistry Screencasts. Today we're going to learn about mole conversions. What you'll learn in this lesson is how to convert a mass into the number of moles. You'll also learn about how to turn the number of moles into a mass. Now there are a couple of things you're going to need. You're going to need a calculator, a periodic table, and I'm going to assume that you can calculate molar masses successfully. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we are. And our first question is asking us to convert 1.5 grams of cobalt to moles of cobalt. So when we're first doing these problems, it's probably a good idea to make a unit diagram. And we're going from grams of cobalt to moles of cobalt. And we know that for every 1 mole of cobalt, we're going to get 59 grams of cobalt. And the 59 grams, of course, is the atomic mass of cobalt off the periodic table. So we write down our measurement over 1. And we're going to do this in one step. And we want grams of cobalt to cancel and replace with moles of cobalt. And for every 1 mole of cobalt, we're going to get 59 grams. Now let's just go ahead and make sure that our units are going to cancel. And they do. And the only unit left standing is moles of cobalt. And according to my calculator, I get 0.025 moles of cobalt. And you'll notice that we're only allowed 2 significant figures because that's what we're starting with. Okay, for our second problem, we're going from grams of water to moles of water. And for every 1 mole of water, we're going to get a total of 18 grams of water. Now, this is the molecular mass of water, and I've added up all the atomic masses of all the atoms in water to equal 18 grams. So I start out with 2.5 grams of water, and I'm going to go ahead and put that all over 1. And we're going to do this in one step. And we want grams of water cancel and replace with moles of water. And for every 1 mole, we're going to get 18 grams. And the units cancel here and here. And the only units left standing is grams of water. And according to my calculator, I get 0.14 moles of water. And that's our final answer. Now in these problems, what we're going to do is we're going to go back the other way. So let's go ahead and make our unit diagram for our first problem. We're going to go now from moles of ammonia to grams of ammonia. And for every 1 mole of ammonia, we're going to get 17 grams of ammonia. And again, this is the molecular mass for ammonia. And I've added up all the atomic masses for all the atoms in ammonia off the periodic table. So I write my unit over 1. And this is a one-step conversion. I want moles to cancel, so I'm going to go ahead and put that downstairs this time. And upstairs, I'm going to put grams. And for every 1 mole, I'm going to get 17 grams. And if we do this right, the units should cancel. And they do. And we're only allowed 2 significant figures in our final answer. And I get 4.2 grams of NH3. Okay, for our last problem, we're going to go from moles of sulfur to grams of sulfur. And for every 1 mole of sulfur, I'm going to get 32 grams. And 32, of course, is the atomic mass of the element sulfur as read off the periodic table. So I write my original measurement over 1. And again, we're going to do this in one step. And I want moles of sulfur to cancel and replace with grams of sulfur. And for every 1 gram, I'm going to get 32. I'm sorry, for every 1 mole, I'm going to get 32 grams. And my units cancel. And I'm only allowed 2 significant figures in my final answer. And my calculator tells me that the answer is 48 grams of sulfur. And that's our final answer. And this concludes this lesson. Okay, it's joke time once again. I went to this wedding the other day. It was really emotional. Even the cake was in tears.